Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, I had a voice of radio. So today, we're going to be having a lovely look at the pre-release promos, which are going to be coming out for Team Up. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The pre-release promos are here, and at least 3 out of the 4 of them are flat out great. Yeah, I'm not exaggerating, ladies and gentlemen. 3 of these 4 are absolute doozies. So, the information here does come from the lovely Stephen Kent, though the images do originate from the Big Box store. I'll pop a link to their Facebook group in the description. Big up to those lovely people. So, as always, we will rank them. There is an extremely clear number 4. The number 4 here is Nidoqueen. And look, I'm not saying Nidoqueen's a bad card. Nidoqueen's fine. But Nidoqueen isn't great, and the other 3 here are frankly great. Now, Nidoqueen is a Stage 2, and we live in the age of Alolan Ninetales, so Stage 2 isn't quite the barrier that it used to be. The thing is, Nidoqueen, I mean, look, it can work. I like Nidoqueen. The ability says that once during your turn, you may search your deck for a Pokemon and put it into your hand. And the attack for free colorless energy does 10 damage, with 50 more for each evolution Pokemon on your bench. Now, I've done a video about all of these Pokemon. I'll pop links to those in the description. But essentially, you can combine it with Alolan Ninetales, which helps you to get your Pokemon out, because it searches rare candy and stuff, and that evolves from Alolan Vulpix, which helps you get your Pokemon out in the early game, and then of course you can play stuff like Macargo, which helps you, well, just get set up and grab your stuff, and you can combine it with something like Zebstrika, which lets you draw cards. No Oranguru here. Oranguru isn't an evolution Pokemon. And then you can use something like Malamar here to accelerate energy and then be doing kind of 210, 250. I worry Nidoqueen's a little bit too slow, but let's be clear, if you can get your Stage 1 Pokemon out, you can make a really good deck here, but you need the third energy with Malamar, and it's a Stage 2, and you need all your evolution Pokemon on the bench. I fear it's a little bit too much. Coming in at number 3, though this is a spectacular card, we've got Charizard. The new Charizard is really good. What is also kind of cool, this Charizard will be featured as one of the theme deck Pokemon for Team Up. So, shall we say that Pokemon are making it fairly easy to get our hands on the Charizard? Now, Charizard has actually seen a little bit of play and success in Japan at the moment. I haven't yet had chance to upload the video of the winning Charizard deck, but I will get to that very, very soon. That will be coming in the next day or 2. But the ability for Charizard says that once during your turn, you can search your deck for 2 fire energy and attach them to Charizard, so it gets the energy on itself. And then the attack for a minimum of 2 fire energy does 30 damage. You discard all the fire energy attached to Charizard and do 50 more for each card discarded. So if you just use the ability, you do 130 and non-GXs like Granbull are going down. If you attach an energy from your hand with the ability, then you're up to 180, and there's a whole bunch of GXs like Blacephalon that are going down. And then of course you can keep going, you can keep attaching energy and basically get a one-hit KO on anything. This is a really, really good card with a huge amount of potential. I called it the best Charizard in years, and I meant that very sincerely. This is a great Charizard card, and it is good enough to be a deck in and of itself. Again, you'll need Alolan Ninetales to get it rolling, but Alolan Ninetales leads to silly things. So let's say you've got an Alolan Vulpix, you use Beacon for 0 energy on turn 1. And as always, you can use your energy attachment for the turn to retreat whatever you started with when you search out Alolan Vulpix. Now you've played a Professor Round's lecture, so you've got 2 Charmander and an Alolan Vulpix. If in the first 2 turns, you can get 1 Charizard or Alolan Ninetales in your hand, then Alolan Vulpix searches for the other 2, Alolan Ninetales searches for your rare candy, you've got double turn 2 Charizard, and you don't really need to worry about the energy because it accelerates energy to itself. You can get it as a theme deck which does really diminish its value a little bit. No, it doesn't. It's a pre-release Charizard. Remember the last time we had a pre-release Charizard? Remember the value of that? If you can get yourself a staff promo of this Charizard, it's going to be valuable. And incidentally, right, Charizard will be the most valuable of these pre-release promos, especially when you talk about it as a staff promo. In at number 2, we've got Zapdos. Zapdos is great, ladies and gentlemen. Zapdos has been one of the very best decks in the format in Japan. What it does for a single lightning energy is 10 damage, but if it was on your bench and became active this turn, you do 80. Doesn't hit for weakness, which sucks a little bit, but we all saw that Golisopod was good with this kind of attack, except this is a non-GX. But you've got a resistance to fighting, which is quite nice. Buzzwole, and it's just a really nice, efficient attacker. Plus, it's a lightning Pokemon, so you've got electro power, so you can do more damage if you wish. And I know we're starting off with 80 damage here, but between Choice Band and electro power, this can really add up rather quickly indeed. Then, of course, it can be combined with the upcoming Jolteon GX, which has got both free retreat and really good attacks. And you have a phenomenal Pokemon that has been one of the very best Pokemon in Japan over the past couple of months. One huge caveat here, in Japan they were playing a format which did have Zapdos in, but did not have the tag team Pokemon. Japan had a mini set called Dark Order, which had Zapdos and a bunch of others, and then Tag Bolt introduced all the tag team GXs like Pikachu and Zekrom. And since Japan has had tag team GXs, Zapdos has not been quite as good. Yes, Zapdos was ruling the format in Japan and was one of the very best Pokemon in Japan for at least a month. But that was in a format in which we will never play, where they had Dark Order, but they didn't have the tag team GXs. Still a great Pokemon, still one you want to pick up at the pre-release. But number 1 here, I'm going to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, it's a super easy decision. It's Jirachi. Jirachi is phenomenal. Jirachi is one of the very, very best cards in the entire set. And you know that Zapdos deck I was talking about? Yeah, it played Jirachi. See, what you would do is you would switch to Jirachi and then use Escape Board to give Jirachi free retreat. Because Jirachi's ability, and its attack, no one cares, but Jirachi's ability is nuts good. Once during your turn, if it's in the active, you may look at the top 5 cards of your deck, find a trainer card you find there and put it into your hand, and then Jirachi goes to sleep. But you've got Escape Board, which lets you retreat when you're asleep, so you really don't care about that. It's Trainer's Mail every turn, but looking at an extra card. We've seen it be great with Zapdos, but we've also seen it with a million other things like Persimmon, for argument's sake. Jirachi is so good that I actually made a video about how good Jirachi has been since it was released, and again I will pop a link to that video in the description. Jirachi is one of those Pokemon that is just plain good in and of itself, but it makes Zapdos a million times better. It makes Persimmon a million times better. I mean, Persimmon really relies on grabbing its special energy like Double Colorless, and the only thing it's really got to search it with is Energy Lotto, and Jirachi helps you to get it. Or Jirachi gets that Guzma so you win the game. Or Jirachi gets that Electro Power when you desperately need that extra 30 damage. Make no mistake about it. Jirachi is an over-the-top phenomenal card, which is going to see a huge amount of play in a very wide variety of decks. You are going to see a lot of Jirachi, and as good as Charizard is, and it is, and as good as Zapdos is, and it is, Jirachi is the number 1 here, and it's not even close. If you're going for collectability, cross your fingers for a Charizard. But if you want the most playable card, ladies and gentlemen, cross your fingers for Jirachi. I just really don't think Nidoqueen is on the same level. Now, to be clear, Nidoqueen is still a good card. I just don't think it's up there with the others. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. They are the tag team pre-release promos. And once again, I think Pokemon have absolutely knocked it out of the park. I think they have done a great job picking the pre-release promos here. I, for one, am rather excited. But I would like to know if you're excited. So please do let me know in the comment section. Tell me which one of these pre-release promos you want when you turn up to a pre-release. And, of course, give me your ranking of 1 to 4. Go nuts, but please do remember the most important rule as always. Be nice, would ya? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where we can do exactly that. And do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassyPlays. About an hour ago, I uploaded a video about the Wave 2 of Transformers being revealed, and oh lordy, it's an exciting one. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.